Unfortunately, marriage in the West in 2025 is women withholding sex as a means to have power over their husbands, also losing desire because guys are not seducing in their relationships. So it is both things. Sex goes down and everybody escapes to something different. The woman will usually just become asexual and just slow drip sex on the guy. Some women will cheat. Okay. And the guy escapes to pornography, and regular pornography isn't enough. So what they do is they start paying for content because they need to feel like they have a connection with the woman and they pay for it. The biggest demographic of consumer for OnlyFans is guys who are married paying for paying for OnlyFans and sending money to content creators. And even some of these married guys, in some cases, when Bonnie Blue hosts an event to have sex with strangers, and she does that for her publicity, some of those strangers that show up have wives at home, and the wives don't know that they're there. And that gets attention on her TikTok, and women get upset about it.
But I say many times, like, women are very easy to wind up at times. And they're the ones that spend more time on TikTok
Yep.
than their husbands. So if I'm using a platform like TikTok, I'm going to sometimes make my TikToks for women because I know they're going to complain about it. They're going to sit and watch it, and their husband is then going to hear it. So my videos, when I do the TikToks, even though it's aimed at women, it's aimed because I know the husband's going to hear about this one way or another. And the things I say, it can come across very harsh. I do believe everything I say, but I will word it in a very, I guess, rude way at times, because TikTok, you've got about 10 seconds before someone scrolls off that, if not shorter.
What is she saying? First of all, she is marketing herself on the internet by being offensive or sensational to get the attention of women, because she knows that if she gets their attention, then their husbands will then have her attention and will be an audience member, will buy her content. That's marriage. That's marriage in 2025. Now, hopefully, if you get married, and if you're like a Christian or Jewish or Muslim guy who wants to have a wife and have a family, and you want to get married, hopefully, and you do that, hopefully that won't be you. Okay. I'm hoping this will not be your relationship where your woman, your wife, scrolls through TikTok and gets upset and angry at Bonnie Blue saying, I'll fuck your husband because you don't fuck your husband. And then she talks about it, whatever. And then you, as the husband, hear about it. And you're like, well, gee, we're only having sex maybe once a month at this point, 5 years into the marriage. Who is this chick? Oh, I like blondes. I'm going to go jerk off to her content. Maybe I'll send her money. Like, I just described marriage in 2025. Unfortunately, marriage in the West in 2025 is women withholding sex as a means to have power over their husbands, also losing desire because guys are not seducing in their relationships. So it is both things. Sex goes down and everybody escapes to something different. The woman will usually just become asexual and just slow drip sex on the guy. Some women will cheat. Okay. And the guy escapes to pornography, and regular pornography isn't enough. So what they do is they start paying for content because they need to feel like they have a connection with the woman and they pay for it. This is where OnlyFans, the most popular consumer, the biggest demographic of consumer for OnlyFans is guys who are married paying for OnlyFans and sending money to content creators. And even some of these married guys, in some cases, when Bonnie Blue hosts an event to have sex with strangers, and she does that for her publicity, some of those strangers that show up have wives at home, and the wives don't know that they're there. And that gets attention on her TikTok, and women get upset about it. Well, here's the thing, women, okay, you're upset about it. You don't be upset about it. Just have sex with your husband. How about that? How about be sexually available? How about recognize that sex is not a tool for power over a man, but it's something that you share with a man in a healthy relationship. But women will not recognize that without genuine desire. And that's the point. If you're in a relationship with a woman that is a transactional one where you don't know how to build, and understand, building genuine desire and creating that is a skill set. Some people have more of a genetic predisposition because of physical looks and alpha behaviors and those things. And they've latched on, they learned, self-taught some of those behaviors when they were younger, and they were just kind of naturals. But those guys can't teach you how to do it. They're not even sure how they do it. And a lot of times those guys, when they do get married, they don't sustain it because they're not aware of how what they do creates genuine desire in a woman. So they can't sustain that desire in something like a marriage. It is a skill set. All right. It is a skill set, just like any physical activity might be, for example, or any talent or any sport you could learn or something, right? Is a skill. There's talent that goes into it, but there's also skill. And there seems to be this mindset that seduction and sexual skill and holding frame in a relationship is a natural thing that you can't learn. That is the external locus of control that most men out in the universe who are not in my community, who don't watch my shit, that's their mindset. You can never understand a woman, don't ever, whatever with a woman. Woman's always right. Just hopefully she'll touch your penis and pick a good one, and that's it. Like, they don't understand. It's everything. When you hear the average like blue pilled married guy, the language that they use is everything is out of my control. Hopefully things go well. I'm just going to go to church and pray on it because I don't have any control over my situation. Nothing wrong with going to church and praying. However, you have to take action, and there's skill sets you need. And so seduction is a skill. Relationship maintenance is a skill. Holding frame is a skill. And those are the skills. Those are the things that inspire genuine desire in a woman and allow you to sustain that genuine desire. And genuine desire from a woman is how you as a man end up really having that desire for her. It's not the same kind of desire where it's an anxious, I want something I can't have kind of a thing. It's a very fulfilling feeling of knowing that this woman is yours. You know what I mean? And most guys have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. Even a lot of you guys listening, and it's not an offense. I'm not trying to be offensive. Just you haven't experienced it yet and you haven't learned those skills yet. Okay. And that's just the reality of it. Guys in my mastermind group and guys who've coached through me, they usually get there. I'd say just about every time at some point, most of the time they get to a place where they get to experience this. And once you experience it again, it's like going to that village. That's the perfect place. And you never want to leave. You'll never leave. You can't see the world the same way once you experience this. All right. And I try to explain it all different ways. So I hope if you've not experienced this, or maybe you think you have, but maybe you haven't, hopefully you understand what I'm saying here.